Hi guys, my name is Tawodaka and I'm here with the Executive Director of Cavendish University. I know a lot of us have questions about remote work in Africa, so he's here to answer everything that we have to ask.
Definitely excited to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone's talking about remote work, but what does this mean for young Africans?
That's probably the million-dollar question, because I think this is the game changer. It's the equalizer. We always say that education is the greatest equalizer. I think remote work takes this to a whole nother level, because it really breaks down all the barriers. This is something, it democratizes income. Education democratizes opportunity. I think remote work democratizes opportunity, because it's no respect of person. It's just, what do you know? If you have the right skills, if you have the right knowledge, you can work anywhere in the world, just sitting where you are. Imagine you can compete against someone in New York, London, Paris, wherever in the world. When you see those jobs, you can now get those jobs. A lot of companies today are working virtually. They're using the entire world to find talent. And the exciting part about it is all the young people are in Africa. So all we have to do is get the right knowledge, the right information, and now we can complete to earn in USD, pounds, euros, any currency, all those currencies that we always talk about we want to access. Now it's that time. So this is an exciting time and opportunity.
So why remote work?
Why remote work? Because listen, one of the challenges with Zambia and with the continent of Africa in general is that the population of young people are growing very quickly. And the job market is not keeping up. So there are not enough jobs in most African countries. And so now we have to look at the world, because I'm from the United States. In the United States, the average age is 39. In Zambia, in Kenya, in Nigeria, and other parts of Africa, the average age is about 17. So that means in the United States, the population is getting older, but there are more and more jobs becoming open that young people aren't available to take. And so all the young people are here. Why not take advantage of global opportunities and access global currency? And I think that's the exciting part of this opportunity.
And why would you say remote work matters? Because,
listen, I think that, again, we have young people all around, and we have people in Africa already doing this. So we interview young people all the time who are doing remote work. There are 25-year-olds who are making money that, quite honestly, executives are making here in Zambia. They're making that money doing remote work. And they're being able to bring that money in, buy property, take care of their families. For instance, we have about 60 young people right now working physically. They went physically to work in Finland, because Finland is short 30,000 nurses today. The European Union is short 1 million nurses. And that number is growing by the day, basically. The gap is getting wider. So we sent 60 nurses to go work in Finland. They're working and making 5 times what they would earn here in Zambia. So they're able to earn a good living, send money back home, take care of their families, and do amazing things, live the life that they kind of imagined that they were supposed to live. And so that's what remote work does.
And honestly, I feel like nurses in other countries are more respected, get a better pay. So that's actually a really good idea.
It's just exciting. It's just the opportunities in those environments. The same thing can happen with remote workers. And a lot of times people think remote work is just IT, like I want to do programming, I want to do Python, I want to do something in the tech space, but it really impacts every single sector. If right now, today, if I lived in the US or I lived in the UK and I wanted a virtual assistant, an executive assistant, I go to the Philippines. Right now, today, if I wanted a virtual IT person, I go to India. India has like 40 million people working remotely. And it's turned that economy around. It used to be the 29th largest economy in the world. Today it's the 3rd, maybe even the 2nd economy in the world, because of people working remotely and bringing that money into the country. And so Africa has that opportunity. We just have to learn the skills, learn how to work remotely, because working remotely is different. Nobody's going to wake you up and tell you what time to do the work. No one's looking over you most of the time. And so you have to be disciplined enough to get the job done on time, and learn other cultures, right? If something's due at 3 o'clock p.m., is it Central Africa time? Is it West Coast US time? US has 3 time zones. Africa has, communication is going to be essential. Learning the soft skills and learning the technical skills.
And expand our knowledge as well.
Expand the knowledge. You have to have the knowledge base because now you're competing globally, right?
Yeah. Another thing I always say is COVID was a crazy era, but I think it forced us to use our computers and just learn.
Sure.
Yeah. And just basically get better with technology because everything went online. And I feel like that was the good part that came out of it.
It was beautiful. Before COVID hit, I mean, our university is always kind of forward thinking. So we had gone to regulators and, discussed the idea of doing a lot of things online. They were a bit resistant at the time. But then when COVID hit, they were asking us to do exactly what we were talking about doing. You have no choice. And so you either stop or you evolve. And I think that's where technology has us. And what it did is young Africans got more in tune with online opportunities. And I think this is now kind of an opportunity for us to take it to even a greater height.
Yeah, I think this is a very good idea, especially because the African population grows very quickly. So that's why, as you mentioned, many young people don't really have jobs. That's how you find that after university, everyone's basically just waiting around to be employed. But then whereas this is you could be doing 2 things at once, and especially because you can do it literally anywhere.
Sure. And the exciting thing about it is there are a couple of ways you can work remotely, right? You can work for a company, go into an office, work regular hours, sitting in Zambia, but working for a company in the US. But you're actually on the clock, working regular hours just like you would any other company. There are other opportunities where you can just complete tasks. So your boss tells you, I need 3 things done by 2 o'clock on next Thursday. As long as you get those 3 things done by next Thursday, we know remote workers who are from Kenya or Zambia, they're working from Cape Town, they're working from Dubai, they're working from Europe. As long as you get the job done, it doesn't matter where you work from. And so those are 2 different ways that you can work. But a third thing that a lot of people don't realize are there freelance sites. There are sites like Fiverr, Upwork, Topple, that you can just go on and set up a profile just like you would on Instagram, just like you would on TikTok or any other platform. You set the platform up, you put your credentials on there, people find you, ask you to do a job. For instance, they may say, do a press release for me. And they pay you $25, $30 to do a press release. It may take you an hour to do a press release. You can do 4 jobs in a day, make an hour, $100 a day. In 30 days, that's $3,000 a month. And now you're living and making money, pretty substantial money on your own time. You don't even have a boss. You're just taking projects online. And so it's almost like it's like the Uber driver of soft skills. If you know how to write, if you know how to do Excel, if you know how to do PowerPoint, if you know how to do business plans, if you know how to do graphics, you can just set up an account and people will come to you to find you and you can make money that way.
And just the other day I was speaking to my aunt about Fiverr, so she was telling me about it. So I was actually looooking at it. I was like, okay, I think this is something I can do my digital marketing, just advertise that skill onto that platform.
Look, right now we're setting up a foundation. I need a logo for my foundation. So instead of going to my agency or asking my guys in-house, I'll just go to Fiverr and say, do a logo for me in 24 hours. 48 hours, I'll have a logo. I just did it for another entity that we started. So you can chart your own life. You can chart your own path. And that's the real exciting and interesting thing about it. Right now, if you go on those sites, it's dominated by Pakistan, Bangladesh, India, that part of kind of the Far East part of the world. There are a lot of Nigerians on there. There's some Kenyans, South Africans, but there are no Zambians on there. And it's no kind of critical mass of people from Africa on those sites. It's all people from the Far East making money. Why not young Africans?
So why did Cavendish University decide to invest in the remote work program?
Sure. We just saw the need. Like, young people aren't working. And our job as an educational institution is to allow people to work. So we're almost turning into an employment agency. The government, I know they're doing everything that they can in most African countries. They just can't keep up. So it's our responsibility to not only not only educate people and provide them with the skills, but we need to find a pathway. Now, every individual is responsible for their own life and future. So you should be out there hunting, looking every single day and finding the pathways to employment, but we should be your partner. And I think that's where we're sitting now.
Yeah, and I think the economy of your own country may not be growing as fast as that of another country. So then this helps you just work for basically another economy, but at least you're making money for your country.
Yeah.
And you're still able to feed your family and everything like that. Because as you said, the government of our country is doing everything that they can, but they probably can't keep up with the growing demand.
It's tough.
I mean, so many students are graduating every year, but with nothing to do. Yeah.
It's tough. And the great thing is also, even though you are in another country, you're not really generating income for that country because the payment is coming
back to you. Yeah.
So you're repatriating that money
for
back
your
to your
country.
own country.
Yeah.
And it actually allows you to develop your own country. So it's a win-win. The other countries that don't have the human capital resources, they get the human capital, and then in turn, Zambia, Kenya, Uganda, Nigeria, Ghana, wherever you are, you get that money coming into your country. So if we can get it in a critical mass, a large number of people, then we can really change the economy. When India first got into remote work, it was like the 28th economy in the world. Like I said, now it's like the third economy. I think outsourcing human capital they're outsourcing that more than we are copper, you know, and you know how important copper is to Zambia.
Our country,
So it's a lot. It's a huge opportunity.
Okay. So where do you see remote work taking the African continent in 5 to 10 years?
It's the future of work. I believe, honestly, it's the future of work. Not only because there are not enough jobs, it's actually going to be the preferred way to work. Like if I can figure out a way to work, now you may not start off this way. You may start off going into a facility and working for a remote company from a facility with a manager, with a supervisor. Once you get used to it and find your way around and navigate it, you go off on your own and now you can work from wherever you are. So you wake up in the morning, you set your own schedule. Like your time is yours. You own that back. If you're a young mother, if you have a young family, you're able to spend more time with your kids, invest in their education and their future, work with them. You design the life that you dream of, right? You see people doing some crazy things and you're like, how do they accomplish that? It's because they've taken chances like this. I read a story. There was a guy from the US, I believe he was from the US. He literally lives on a cruise ship. He doesn't have rent. He doesn't have a house. He lives on a cruise ship and works remotely. So every single day he wakes up on a cruise ship. He has his computer. As long as you have internet, you can work from anywhere in the world.
Yeah, I feel like one of the best concepts was working from home, working from anywhere. Like anyone that knows me knows I love to work at a cafe. It's my favorite thing to do because I don't just want to be home sitting around. I like working at a cafe. I feel like watching other people be productive makes me productive. So I think this is going to be a really good thing, especially for me. Yeah.
So it's really new for the continent. And just like being an influencer, a spokesperson, a brand ambassador, all of those things are fairly new to the continent. So we have parents who are like, what do you mean you're going to sit at home and work? What do you mean? How does that work, right? And all of the young people that I know who are working remotely now, and again, some of these people are under 30. Now their parents are like, you better, where's your computer? Get on your computer, because they're making enough money to take care of the family. They get it.
Same for me,
But we have to educate the market. We have to let people know you're not sitting at home, because people think, all right, you're sitting at home gambling or something. No, this is not gambling. This is real work. You can work for companies like Google, like Facebook, like Twitter. And all of these types of companies are working and hiring people remotely. And there are millions of other companies that we haven't heard of that are just as big as these companies that can employ global workforce.
Is there one person you can highlight whose life has changed from remote work?
Oh, dozens, like too many. I can literally name too many. And a lot of our lecturers, so we're gonna start a series of fireside chats. We're gonna restart them this week, and hopefully you'll be posting about it. If you come on those fireside chat, you'll hear from people who are literally doing remote work. And so you'll hear how it's changed that there. And if you ask them, are you ever going back to an office? They'll tell you no. Even if I had the chance, and I would never go back to an office, because you're just creating a life that you always kind of wanted. And
Yeah.
it's, you're making money, you're doing meaningful things. This one young lady, she actually works for a company. She works for, she's a head of product development, and she'll be teaching one of our courses, by the way. And I think she's under 30. I'm not sure if she may be slightly older, but she's managing people from India, people from the US, people from Europe. Like, she is literally managing these people. There's another young man who's here, who's actually in Zambia. He works for Snapchat.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, he's creating these virtual reality glasses. They kind of rival what the 3D glasses are. So he's kind of like combining regular everyday wear glasses, but it allows you to access the internet, but it also gives you virtual reality aspects.
Do they look like specs, like the
They look like regular glasses.
like the Meta ones?
They kind of
like you can literally
like the Ray-Ban glasses.
read messages and you can like swipe.
So he's just done some of those things. He's won competitions, and he's competing against people around the world. So Africa has some amazing talent. We just have to have the courage, the knowledge, and then the courage to go after it. And I will say this: Africa is, when you think about, sometimes Africans think that the Western world has everything and you can't compete, but it's just not true. Right now, today, Africans are the most educated population in the United States. If you think about the United States and Europe, the average citizen reads at like a 6th or 5th grade level. That's like a 10-year-old level. That's what the average American and the average European reads at. I know Africans every single day. I speak to them. Like, you guys are intellectually amazing. And you have this creativity. So if you go for it, you're going to dominate it. And I think that's what the opportunity we have today. So it's really exciting. And really, for even in the US, I mean, the creative art space, the musicians, the talent, even if there ebbs and flows to everything. If you're an actor, if you're an actress, if you're doing brand ambassador work, a lot of times your image is at a certain level, but then you get one of those ebbs where the income may not be. You can work remotely and do some things to keep afloat while the next opportunity comes. You can be handicapped, you can be black, white, short, tall, skinny, fat. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is, can you do the job? And so the only thing I'll ask people to do is, when you learn deep. Don't learn on the surface. A lot of times we just like to skim. The days of having a certificate are over. You can have the certificate, but people want to see, what can you do? And you have to be able to demonstrate it. So don't be lazy about this. This is an opportunity to change your life, change the life of your family, your community. Go for it.
No, I definitely believe in diversifying your skills and having more than one talent at least, because it's getting competitive.
Everything is.
Okay. Everything. On that note, I'll ask my last question. And that is, what message do you have for young Africans that think global opportunities are out of reach?
Every single day, young Africans are taking advantage of global work. They're making money in USD, they're making money in pounds, they're making money in euros, they're taking care of their families. I've given so many examples. A lot of people always think it's always someone else. There's another young lady that we spoke to. She used to work for a telco company. And she just said one day she just got up and quit and just said, I'm going to find a remote job. It took her about 3 months, but she found it and she's not looked back. Her life has changed. And she's doing some amazing things. A lot of people will know her from social media. I don't know if I should say her name, but no.
I think I know who you're talking about.
It's, I mean, people are doing it. And so everyone has the ability. It's just now the courage and the willingness to put the work in. And I think Africa is prime. And what's going to happen is you kind of hear about opportunities, and then you see things happening, and then you want to get involved, and the ship is kind of sailed, right? Like everybody is it's no longer new. It's no longer, we have an opportunity. And the big thing is, today, there are just not enough jobs. So this is a matter of, there's a difference between probable and possible. Anything is possible. I can wake up tomorrow and marry Oprah Winfrey. I could do that, right? I could potentially do this. I can lose a relative and they give me $1 million. They just leave $1 million. A young lady can go and meet some prince or anything is possible. Anything is possible. But what we want to do is go to probability. We want to increase the probability. The more skills we have, the more opportunities open up to us, and the more we're able to now live the life we dream of. A lot of times we look at other people and say, how did they get there? They went for it.
Yeah.
Right? They just went for it.
Yeah.
And so the question is, are you happy where you are now? Do you think your future is bright? Is there a way that I can change it to make my future brighter? The answer is yes. Remote work, I think, is the answer.
Yeah. No, I do think as young people, you can always do more.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll never have this much time again. You know, we never had...
Now is the time.
Yeah, we'll never have the ability to learn all these skills again. So I think investing into remote work early is the key. Thank you so much for answering.
It's like a chipmunk. They store nuts for the winter.
Yeah.
They just store it up. So sooner or later, I'd rather be prepared when the opportunity comes.
Exactly.
As opposed to the opportunity comes and I'm not prepared.
Exactly.
That's the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah. No, thank you so much for answering these questions.
Thank you.
I think we have a bit more insight into remote work.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have you in the class
Definitely.
as well. All right.
Definitely.
I look forward to it.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much.